Hello, and welcome to Mindful Caregiver Conversations podcast, where we hear from caregivers just like you stories of strength, courage, and resilience. I am Donna Ray Jones. Hello, my people. This episode, we're going to talk about when our loved one is combative. Have you said to yourself, this person is driving me crazy? Often we deal with unusual and unruly and sometimes even embarrassing behavior from our loved one. And there's endless stories of irritable parents, maybe personality changes, and maybe even temper tantrums. So that can be related to for many reasons. Age, illness, can intensify personality traits, and in some in unpleasant ways. So, for example, an irritable person may become enraged, or an impatient person becomes demanding and impossible to please. Unfortunately, our parents' main target is often us, who is the primary caregiver. So take this story. Maybe this is something that you can relate to. A caregiver who is taking care of her dad takes him to his neurology appointment due to her noticing that there's increasing times of forgetfulness. And then she starts to wonder if it's manipulation. So they get to the doctor's appointment, and he refuses to do the memory test. And she's encouraging him to comply. And then he snaps at her and says, "My memory is fine." And she calmly reminds him that, you're asking me the same questions every day, day in and day out. Like, when's my appointment? How do I pay my phone bill? And so I'm constantly having to remember for you. And then he snapped at her again. And that sent her into this fury. He lashes out to the person who's making the biggest effort to ensure his happiness and well being. If, or rather, when these behaviors start, first, it's like there's nothing wrong. What stories are you telling yourself about this situation, about his behavior? And can you stop that negative story running on autopilot in your head? So I want to offer to try self-compassion. So we're building on the process that we discussed in the last episode with the 5 steps. And we want to wrap all of this in self-compassion. And self-compassion is being a good friend to yourself. Ask yourself, how would you respond to a good friend? And then turn that same care to yourself. So there's 3 elements or components of self-compassion. First is kindness, right? Care and concern for the situation, for what is happening, and for yourself. Second is common humanity. So just like me, other people are experiencing similar situations with their parents, and it's natural. That's what ties us all together. And then mindfulness, present moment awareness, right? You want to slow down and be where your feet are. And so that process is simple, but it's not always easy. So a very one of the popular mindfulness, loving kindness teachers is Sharon Salzberg. So she reminds us to walk a mile in another person's shoes before you pass judgment. As this old saying suggests, even if you're going to take strong action to change someone's behavior, a sense of empathy and understanding for them won't weaken us. If anything, that element of kindness will allow us to act more compassionately and creatively. And I really like that. I really love that quote when we're talking about our parents' behavior, if it was being some kind of outburst, angry, and maybe even embarrassing, that we want to have a sense of kindness for ourselves and for that person because they're aging. There may be some sense of loss that's happening, things that they may not be talking to you about. So, how do you do this? And it begins by giving yourself the time and attention that you would give to your loved one, to your parent. So let's do just a 3-minute loving kindness meditation. And this is directed to yourself in these times when you may be feeling furious, despair, maybe resentful. Take some time to give yourself that same level of care. So let's do this practice together. Loving kindness is well wishes for yourself. And that's all. Not to change anything or want things to be different, but wishes for your well-being. Come to be comfortable. Perhaps rest the hands right center of the chest with the palms flat, or a loose fist and the opposite hand resting on top. Maybe you close your eyes or have a heavy gaze. And breathe. Noticing your natural breath. And then repeat the following phrases to yourself. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. May I be healthy and strong, regardless of my mental and physical challenges. May I be happy and content. May I be at ease of well-being with this breath and with the next. Repeat the phrases and experience the good intention behind them. Stay close to yourself if you can. You're talking to your body and your heart in this practice. And as you're ready, Open your eyes or I'll lift your gaze. Include yourself in your caregiving. So try this practice of loving kindness and spend a minute or two to reflect on how you feel afterwards. Perhaps you journal about it or do a short video. I hope that this is helpful. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. We're in this together, people. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon.